Hi, welcome back. Ann Kramer here at I Am Life Puzzle. And today what we're going to look at is what I call the Wholeness Continuum. And this is a tool that I created a long time ago, really to help my clients kind of begin to confront the fact that we're raised in a culture that really doesn't teach us how to create whole and dynamic lives. And yet that's what most of us want, and we need to find a way to do that. So in the early days of counseling, most of my clients would come into me and they were fairly successful people, which was quite interesting because they were coming into me and they were saying, you know, I've done everything I thought I was supposed to do. I grew up, I went to school, I got a good job, then I met my spouse, I got a house, cars, kids. Everything's doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing, and yet I'm not happy. Something's wrong. Tell me what disorder I have or what disease I have so that I can finally achieve that happiness with everything else I thought I was supposed to do. And over the course of time of working with more and more clients who I heard this story, I've done what I was supposed to do and it's not working, I have a disorder, I had this epiphany moment at one point of saying, how is it that all these relatively successful people are doing what our culture teaches us, go to school, get a job, house, cars, kids stuff, and yet they're not happy? What is wrong with these people? But then it really dawned on me, maybe there was nothing wrong with the people. What was wrong was the story that we were trying to jam our lives into. And as a result of it, we were not really creating the lives that we wanted. And so that's when the Wholeness Continuum was created. I needed to show clients that in our world right now, we really teach people to head towards 5 on this continuum, which is to grow up and sort of do that autopilot life, house, cars, kids stuff, status quo, take your health for granted, just do what everybody else is doing. And that's what clients were doing, and it wasn't really producing the happiness they thought it would. In fact, clients were coming into me in that 2-3 level where it felt like to them they were just managing problems all the time and nothing quite seemed to go right, and they were just still hoping to get back into that 5 level. And sometimes clients would come into me at that 0 to 1 level where life was sort of crashing down around them. They were in the midst of a divorce, they were filing for bankruptcy, life had sort of gone to hell in a handbasket, so to speak, and they weren't quite sure it was wrong, but something was wrong and they wanted me to help them figure that out. So on this side of the continuum, people were finding that they tended to be reactive. They were waiting till it's broke, then having to do something about it. And that's what brought clients into my office, right? Things were broken and they were trying to help or get help to come back into this 5 level. And in that reactive process, they were sort of unconscious about how they were doing their lives. They were just doing the status quo. Well, after a time of hearing so many people saying this to me, it finally dawned on me that we were missing the other half of this continuum, that they were targeting to coming back to 5 on this continuum, but they'd been there before and had not found happily ever after. So it dawned on me too, why would I want to bring you just back to 5? We need to really push beyond 5. And that's when the 6 to 10 side of this choosing continuum and wholeness started to come into the work that I do with my clients. And I started introducing my clients to another way of approaching their lives. And on the 6 to 10 side, it's really about becoming proactive. First, starting to know yourself as a physical, emotional, thinking, sexual, and spiritual being. And in the process, you're creating an ongoing, growing journey towards creating wholeness. On this side, you're proactive. Wholeness is the goal that you're moving towards. Not just a status quo, house, cars, kids stuff, but wholeness as an ongoing, growing journey of your life. And it's really an interesting way to live life, but not something that we're taught in our culture yet. But that's why I created the life puzzle model, and the work that I do is to really give people that chance to see there's another way to do life. Because when I would ask my clients, where are you on this continuum? Do you tend to be more 0 to 5 reactive or 6 to 10 proactive? Of course, most of them said, I'm 0 to 5 reactive. I didn't even know there was the 6 to 10. And that's what I would say to them. Of course you're 0 to 5 reactive. Every system you grow up in is sort of reactive and unconscious and doing what everybody else is doing. So don't fault yourself for that. That's what you see around you. Of course, as a human being, you would have copied that and thought that was normal. But you're now knowing that normal doesn't necessarily really get us where we want to go. So the question isn't, oh my gosh, I'm 0 to 5, what's wrong with me? The question you need to ask yourself is, would you like to go 6 to 10? That's all you really need to know is, can you break out of this 0 to 5 world of status quo, do what everybody else is doing, and begin to move towards wholeness? And that's what the Wholeness Continuum is really asking you. And it's not, as we say, not so much where you are on the continuum, it's how you're approaching life problems and life issues. For example, you can be having lots of problems at the 2 level, but if you're headed towards the 6 to 10, that means you're being proactive, you're learning how to use the challenges in your life to get through and move forward. Whereas a lot of people on the 0 to 5 side tend to be reactive, like a problem comes in and they just want it to go away. And they're not using it to help grow their life. They're seeing it as a way to prevent them from their life. And that's the shift that I'm trying to get. It's not where you are, it's what direction are you headed as you approach the challenges that are going to come into your life. Because the truth is, there's always going to be challenges coming into your life. No one can get around that. That is what life is. And those challenges can be used proactively, consciously, to create your life. And you explore them versus, oh my God, they got to go away. I hate them. I don't want them. And once my clients could see the value in the challenges that were going on, they really could make a difference in their life. But as I remember, one client said to me, I love the 6 to 10 side, but I don't really understand what you're talking about. When the alarm bell goes off and I have to get out of bed in the morning, what am I going to do? What does 6 to 10 mean? And that's why and how I ended up creating the whole life puzzle that we're going to be building on over the next series of these videos, is that to understand yourself as these 16 core areas, 5 edges that create the self, that you're an ongoing growing journey with all of these pieces coming together over the course of your lifetime is what wholeness is all about. And we'll go into those details more in other videos. But for now, I just want you to ask yourself, are you 0 to 5? Would you like to be 6 to 10? If you do, and you want to really create wholeness in your life, come along on this continuing journey here at I Am Life Puzzle, and recognize that Life Puzzle, it's a piece at a time with the whole you in mind. And the next videos will go into far more of the details of how to build this life puzzle. See you then.